Hey, leaders! Making my rounds with all the Tip Thursdays. All right, so told you guys that I started this book, and it's basically talking about different leadership qualities for women in the church and women leaders, and it's really good. So this week's topic is authenticity, okay? And she starts off the chapter with this quote from Anne Morrow Lindbergh, and it says, "The most exhausting thing in life is being insincere." Hey, Stephanie, that is huge. Being insincere, that's exhausting, right? So I want you guys to soak this in, okay? Just soak it in, because authenticity is one of our core values for Scentsy, right? It's literally being authentic, being you, and being you is so powerful. And I talked about this a little bit on my team page today, but people buy from you for a reason. They join you for a reason. And it's because they like you. It's because you're a brand. You yourself are a brand, and that's extremely powerful, okay? So I want you to be thinking about that, like, I'm a brand. Am I authentically showing myself through my business? Hey, Kendra, okay? Because that's so important. Yes, absolutely. Stephanie, I love that. There's a reason actors make so much. Authenticity is free. Be yourself. It's free for you to be you, okay? And what do they say? Everybody's already taken? Surprise, everybody is already taken. So just be you, okay? Integrity. Integrity means being whole or undivided the same way all the way through, okay? So in the dark, are you the same person as you are in the spotlight? That's a really good question that we've got to make sure that we're asking ourselves. A lot of self-reflection as a leader. Am I the same person through and through? Okay, that's huge, all right? And she even goes in to talk about if we're always trying to duplicate what someone else is doing or someone else's leadership style, or we're always trying to duplicate what we see, okay, in trying to be someone else, she talks about the fact that it's really truly a matter of your heart. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Marissa. It's a matter of your heart. That's what that goes. You are so scared that people are not going to like you for you that you're unwilling to be authentic. You're unwilling to show who you are and be yourself. And that's extremely sad, okay? So I want you to realize that there's power in you being you, and you do have something to offer, whether you think you do or not. You're a leader. You're here for a reason, okay? So she talks about how it talks about this in Galatians 2, 11 through 16, if you want to read through that. And she like, it's all throughout the Bible, really. And it talks about it even when you take a look at Jesus, you see that he's extremely authentic. He doesn't sugarcoat. I feel like people like to look at Jesus like he's this sweet and loving and like so tender, and like he's very real and raw in the Bible. If you read it, you're like, oh, dang, okay, he said that. Oh, there was no sugarcoating that. Okay, he's extremely authentic. It doesn't matter who he's talking to, whether he would be talking to maybe an essential consultant or he could be talking to a superstar director. He'd be the same across the board. He would be authentically him. And that is so important for us to do as leaders, okay? Another thing, I shared this with the directors because I just thought it was really good. An inauthentic leader is dangerous to those who they lead because hypocrisy is contagious. So if you're not being you, you cannot expect your team to be themselves. You can't expect them to see the value in being themselves and what they have to offer as a consultant, as a potential leader, as someone who's going to sponsor people, because that's not what you value, okay? Hey, Sylvia. So that's extremely, extremely, extremely important to be who you are, okay? And then she also quotes this. I thought this was really good. Trying to keep up with who others want you to be is a weight that you cannot carry for very long. It's so true. You cannot be this person, hey, Amanda, that everybody thinks you are. That's not who you are. That's a problem. That's a heavy weight to carry. You've got to be yourself, okay? And when that mask comes off, y'all, you realize that if you have this mask on as a leader and then your people meet you in person and they're like, that is not who that is. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to want to follow you. They're not going to want to follow you leading them. Okay? They're not going to believe that you have their best interest at heart. And it's the same with your customers. If you meet your customer that you've never met out in person, right? And they're like, who is this girl? I'll even go as far to say this, because at World Tour, I was very shocked. And I hope that nobody's ever shocked about this when it comes to me. So some of these leaders have these profile pictures that look nothing like them. Like some of them I didn't know who they were. I'm Facebook friends with them. I had no idea. I'm like, that's who that is? I have no idea. Okay? You are beautiful. You are wonderful. Put your face as your actual Facebook page, okay? Like some of them really look nothing like their freaking profile picture, all right? That is not authentic to them. That's not, and I love filters. Do not get me wrong, I'm a filter lover, okay? But like, y'all, we have to make sure we're being authentic in all of the ways, okay? We like, you got to create trust. And a lot of our stuff is on social media right now. So I feel like we see these people's perfect pictures and their perfect posts, and we think that they're these perfect people, but there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a perfect person, okay? So we're going to get into that a little bit more too. So just get ready, okay? We want to make sure that we do not have a mask on or a filter on, whether it's our life, our face, our leadership, whatever it is. No masks, no filters, okay? We are raw, we are real, we're authentic, all right? And she goes into what authenticity looks like. Authenticity looks like being honest even about some of the messy parts in your life. I know that's scary. And I'm not saying put all your business out there. I am not saying that, okay? So don't be like, I'm gonna go tell how much in debt I like. Don't be throwing out all your trash just because Anya said no. That's not what I'm saying. All right? But there is an appropriate amount of transparency that you need to have with your team, okay? With your customers, potential teammates, potential customers. There's an appropriate amount of transparency. If people think that you always look perfect, if they think that your life is always perfect, it's not real, it's not relatable. That's as simple as I can put that. That's not real and that's not relatable. And the whole thing is, if they don't want your job, that's a problem. If they see you as what you're doing is unobtainable, it can't happen for them, that's not good. Okay? That's not good. People don't want to join someone like that. They don't want that in their lives, right? They don't want that. So I want you just to be thinking about that, okay? I'm not saying, listen, don't be crazy. Don't be going crazy and being like, well, I'm telling you guys, don't do it. Do not, this is not what I'm saying, all right? I'm not saying be negative. Do not put all your business out there on social media, okay? But you can be transparent to remind people that you are human, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable for you. You can remind them that you're human. We all are messy, okay? If you go on social media and your hair is not done and you look a whole mess, I've said this before, and you just got Cheeto dust on your shirt, well, guess what? Becky Sue down the road probably has Cheeto dust on her shirt. Her hair's probably a mess, and she's probably yelling at two toddlers, looking at your social media, okay? She's in the same position you are. That's okay. That's real. That's honest. That's just the way that I will never forget. I've said this before. I'll never forget the one story that Ray did where her pants were unzipped. And then she literally comes back on into her story and was like, no one was going to message me until my pants were unzipped the whole time. She's like, well, it is what it is. Real. It was hilarious, but it was real. And I'm like, yes, girl, because half the time my pants are on backwards. I don't even know. Like, these leggings, they don't freaking have a tag on the inside. And your leggings are on backwards all day and you don't even know. I feel that, okay? She was relatable and real to me because of that, all right? So we have to remember that in our leadership and on social media in general with our customers and potential teamies, okay? Being real. So I do want you to remember this fact, because I thought this was super good. She said there's a cost to being genuine and exposing some of the messiness. So just be aware of that, okay? But there's also an amazing, amazing, amazing present that you can in the same area that you're struggling. When people see that you are real, when people are like, oh my goodness, it's not just me that's struggling with this issue. It's not just me that yelled at my kids today, okay? We all yell at our kids. It happens. We are human, all right? So if you're like, man, you put up a story and you're like, I feel so bad today. Like, I feel like a really bad mom. I yelled at my kids because of X, Y, and Z. That's relatable for probably 99% of moms that day. I don't know that there's a day that goes by that I don't. I'm going to be real honest. I try really hard, y'all, but like, they're with me all day. It's a lot, okay? That's real. That's relatable. They have to connect to you that way, okay? So she goes in and she says, when you're it's a present when your vulnerability paves the way for others to relate to you and the bigger message that God is speaking through you and what you have to offer. You have something to offer. You have the Scentsy life. You've got amazing products, right? You've got a way for people to have something for themselves. You've got a way for their dreams to be accomplished if they want that for themselves. You have something to offer. Your vulnerability is so important. Okay, so important. So I want you guys just to really, really think about that, okay? And so then she also goes in that there are certain times when we need to share, okay? One is the vulnerability when it can help other people. When your vulnerability can help someone else who's in the middle of a struggle, that is huge. That's a big, big blessing, okay? Another one is, Another one is when you really truly need help. Hey, Katrina, and you know, okay, when you need help through your messiness, and you know that you can go to spiritually healthy people for advice. That's another way you can be authentic and share those things with people. So don't just be putting anything out there, okay? But if you have something that's going to help people, or you're really willing to ask questions to see if people can help you, those are two huge ways you can be authentic and real and honest. If you're not comfortable putting don't put all your stuff out there. If you're not comfortable putting other stuff on there. When I think of authenticity and I think of people's stories that can help other people, I really, really think of Chastity Robinson, okay? Please remember that your story is not all of you. You are more than your story, but it has shaped you to be who you are. But she authentically shares her story and what she's been through, okay? That's big. That's huge. You know how many people she's helping? How many domestic violence survivors she's helping? She's helped me. She's helped Sylvia. We've talked about it before. Okay? That's big. That's so big. She's using her story to connect with people. She's being authentic and real. Now, if you're not in that place where you're like, that's too far, I can't do all that, that's okay. That's okay. Be authentic and true to you, okay? And be vulnerable on a level that works for you. All right? So, another thing. You're more than Scentsy. This is another thing, y'all. You're not funny.
But you are cute.
Thanks, I'm cute, but you're not funny. So, y'all. See? This is just how we go. Thank you. Okay. Ow, thank you.
Ow.
It's fine. Okay, so next, Lord, you are more than Scentsy, okay? And this is really, really big. I talked with Sylvia just a little bit about this yesterday. You have to remember that you have a lot to offer. Zachariah, would you like to be grounded for the rest of the day?
No.
Thank you. We're on spring break, so that's not gonna last very long, be real honest. But you're more than Scentsy, okay? You have stuff to offer, and you have to get to the core of who you are. Scentsy's probably a big part of your life if you're a leader, but you're more than that, okay? Share more than that, more than Scentsy. Don't just share Scentsy. You're more than that, you guys. You're more than that, all right? Another thing, authenticity can be untidy and unpredictable, but it does color everything. She talks about phoniness being like plastic lipstick. You know when you were little, and this is all I can think about, and you had that plastic lipstick that doesn't color anything, right? You can put it on as much as you want, but it's not tinting your lips. It's not helping you. It's not brightening your face, okay? You can apply and apply, but nothing will change because it's not real, okay? Your leadership will not always be safe or easy or predictable. It won't be. Especially when you step into new shoes. We talked about this last week. When you step into new shoes, it's not predictable. If you were getting paid a title like that, and then all of a sudden you are now the next title, and you're like, hold on, wait a minute. What is going on? Okay, it's not tidy. It's not predictable, right? Now we have to grow into that and do something completely different, okay? So we have to be thinking about that. She says that you can learn from all of the mess in your leadership. You can learn from all of the untidiness, the unpredictability, whether you're leading your team, okay, or even in your life in general. You can learn through those hard and sticky times. That's how we grow. We get uncomfortable. It's growth mindset. I'm going to learn something for this, okay? I didn't just come all this way for nothing, right? There's a reason I'm here, and I'm going to keep it going, and we're going to figure this out. I'm going to become stronger. Authenticity is approachable and relatable. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. We are not perfect. You're not a perfect leader. Okay, I'm not a perfect leader. I'm not a perfect person, not a perfect mom. Because when I get off this call, he about to get it. I'm just be real transparent with y'all. How about real and authentic, okay? Yep, it's fine. But that's that's life, right? It's relatable. How many of you had to snatch your kids up this morning? Okay, that's what we do sometimes as parents. It's the way that it goes, okay? That's all right. But when we allow ourselves to not be perfect, our businesses to not be perfect, our leadership to not be perfect, ourselves to not be perfect, and we get off our high horses, right, of thinking everything has to be this way, we could connect with people, our team, other people, other customers, potential teamies on a much deeper level. That, okay, connection creates a real relationship with people, all right? That real relationship creates trust, and trust will get you everywhere, okay? Super important for us to remember all of these things, because we also want to make sure that we are real and just relatable with our teams as leaders, okay? Because when we see each other at World Tour, when that one consultant who comes to World Tour who's brand new and is like, I don't know, these people are crazy. They drank this Kool-Aid, like Whitney says, what is going on? And they can approach us. We can approach them, okay? That's huge. That matters so much, because that means that we are a you belong community, a you can sit with us community. I don't ever want someone to see me and be like, oh, I can't go up to Anya. I can't talk to her. Now, I'm not a hugger. Okay, I will hug you, but I'm not a hugger. It's not my favorite thing to do, okay? But you can definitely always come up to me and say hello. You can definitely always come up to me and like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you in person. I love that. That's amazing. I don't ever want people to think that I'm cold and unapproachable. Sometimes my face might portray that, but I promise that's not really the case, okay? But that's what we have to do, because Scentsy is for everyone. Scentsy is literally for everyone. Sylvia, I'll always hug you. I know, you will. Huh? You and Whitney and Paige. All the hugs. It's fine. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. But that's it. Yes, maybe a few shots, and I'm a hugger then. We're just feeling all the things. It's great. It is what it is. But before that, just, hey, how's it going? Oh, it's so good to see you. One of those types of things. But we want people to know that Scentsy is truly for everyone. Okay, we want to be inclusive. That's one of the things I love about Scentsy, is the fact that, hold on, pause, side note, squirrel. Literally, I'm like talking about Jesus, that I'm like, shots, give me shots and I'll hug you. And that is me summed up in a nutshell. There you go. There is that. That is real and authentic. Give me some shots and I'll hug you. Also, I'm going to go read my Bible. It's fine. But we want people to know, it's one of the things I love the most, is that Scentsy is for everybody, and we want people to know that, okay? We don't have like perfectly pictured beautiful models as our consultants. We have all kinds of people as our consultants, okay? We don't have just blonde hair, blue eyes. We have all kinds of people, okay? We look all kinds of different ways. We have all kinds of different thoughts and opinions and ideas, and that is so powerful, all right? So we've got to make sure that we are portraying that as leaders on our teams, okay? In our groups, as your group grows and grows, you're gonna be like, I don't know these people. I have no idea who these people are. I don't even know if they belong. Do they belong to me? I don't know. But if they see me in person, I want them to be like, hey, I belong to you. And I want them to be comfortable with that. So as leaders, we've got to make sure we're really portraying that and putting that out there. Part of that is sharing ourselves on social media. That's how people get to know us. Because I know a lot of us have groups of consultants that aren't even local to us. They're everywhere, right? So when we do come together in a local space, people need to be able to be like, that's my leader. I know her, or at least I think I do, because of social media and because she's authentic. Yes, I would recognize you, Andra. Of course I would. But yes, so we are a Me Too community. We are a You Belong community. We are an everybody is valued and here for a reason community. We need to make sure we're authentically portraying that in our relationship. In our business. Sorry, but relationships are important too. Okay, I'm going to go snatch my kid up. Y'all are amazing. Go be authentic, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.